There's no place for that. I mean, that's not an intelligent aggressiveness.
That's just a payback.
Yeah, but you can't have payback in a championship game and give 15 yards. I don't care. I mean, there's no place for payback. I mean, you go and you play. You play football. And that's it. And when you get to a championship game, there's no such thing as payback.
Charles Haley trying to calm him down. 1st and 10, Green Bay. 2 tight ends. That formation, they're set up on the right. Favre looking. Throws a grounder in the direction of Anthony Morgan. He's upset with himself.
But he's a lot calmer. I mean, he is a relaxed quarterback now, and I think that part of it was the success he had. Part of it is being the MVP. Part of it is not having to feel that he has to get the ball to someone.
Yeah.
That, you know, that he doesn't have to force it, that he can let it come to him, and he is one heck of a more relaxed guy than he was a year ago.
Part of it, I think, too, John, is just his own confidence in his own ability.
Yeah, and that's big.
On 2nd down. Inside the 20, about the 19, short of a 1st down by a couple.
And Brett Favre is now 4 out of 5 on this drive. But you look at how easy he makes it. You know, remember Joe Montana would get like this sometimes where he's doing the things that everyone else is doing, but he just makes it look so easy. If that umpire, the official behind the line, if he didn't duck, it would have hit him right in the head, though.
He got Bennett working on the middle linebacker, Robert Jones, whose strength is against the run. Jones, I mean.
The umpire there is Ron Botchin. You see him wheel around on that? He saw both ends of that deal.
3rd and 3. Favre fake. Chased by Tobin. Incomplete. Edgar Bennett, the intended receiver.
And that's the thing that hurt him, is not getting that 3rd down conversion there. Again, now they can go for a field goal, but I think Brett Favre, I think he faked a jump pass on that.
He did.
You know, the guy who flipped the coin before the game was Sid Luckman, and he was sitting up here in the booth for the 1st half, and
Sid was really enjoying it.
Yeah, he was really enjoying it, but you see that jump pass or a fake jump pass, that kind of reminds you of the Sid Luckman days.
Sure does. I've seen him do it. I've seen him do it many times. Jackie from 38 yards out is good. And it's 24-20. Dallas over the Packers. 11:29 left to play in the 3rd quarter.
End up with nothing more like.
What is a waffle?
Well, that's what you do. You've not stopped waffling since we got the car.
Who put all these planes here?
Well, you see, they couldn't afford to fly them back in 1973, so they parked them here. It's when the price of oil went sky high.
What kind of plane is that?
It's one of mine.
Wow.
My pension savings helped build it. It's what you call a shrewd investment.
Just what you'd expect from the people who won't make a drama out of a crisis.
This is the finest Indian meal ever served. And it was eaten by Jay Ludden on the evening of her first day back in work. Last year, this booklet also helped over 400,000 other people back to work. Call 0800 250 200 for your copy.
Till 4 p.m. Sunday in Sharp 72-hour spectacular, every bedroom's half price. For your nearest showroom, phone 0800 789 789.
Back at Texas Stadium, 24-20. Dallas leading Green Bay. Hendrick to kick off for the Packers. Kevin Williams will have a chance with this one from the 3. To the 30. Mike Pryor made the stop.
You know, look, this is a guy that always really hurts when you play the Packers. This is a guy that always does it to him. Look, 7 yards to the left, none to the right, but look what he did in the middle. That was the first half. Emmitt Smith made 97 yards in the middle. That's behind Derek Kennard, Larry Allen, Nate Newton, just pushing that middle in there.
First, Dallas ball. First and 10 at their own 30. Aikman flips low to Jay Novacek.
This is a matchup that we've been watching all day when you watch Eric Williams out there. And the first thing he tries to do is get his hand. He tries to get it to the chest, but it ends up in the face all the time. And it's really frustrating Reggie White.
Yeah.
Because that is illegal. I mean, he's always hitting him in the face, grabbing his face mask, and doing all that thing. Frustrating when it hasn't been called.
Second and 10. To Emmitt Smith. Still on his feet to about the 34.
The other thing that Eric Williams does is he blocks him pretty well, though, too.
Yeah. They're both such big, strong guys. Eric Williams, a normal guy, wouldn't be playing yet after the knee injury that he had.
But, you know, he not only uses, you know, his shoulders and his legs and everything, but he uses his hands. And here, you see, he's trying to invite, he's trying to invite Reggie to get up the field, and he doesn't, so he just sticks his left arm out there so that he can't go inside. He wouldn't go up the field, so Eric put his left arm in there to stop him from going in.
Flag is going to be thrown on the play. Aikman is chased. And whistles blow all over the place. Deion Sanders was in at wide receiver, split wide to the left.
And I think Reggie White was the first guy to jump, and then that made Sean Jones jump. Sean Jones saw something move, but I think it was Reggie White. Look, today he's played 45 plays so far.
They felt that after the injury they played him too much against the Steelers, so they cut back against Atlanta. The penalties against the Packers.
Well, they say Sean Jones, but I think Sean Jones saw something move, and the thing that he saw move was Reggie White. And you're going to see, here's Sean Jones, but I think he sees Reggie White move first. See, he sees that there.
Yep.
You see, it was Reggie White that really moved first, and that brought Sean Jones.
Notice Reggie was lined up inside over the guard then. Emmitt Smith does not get the first down. And the Cowboys will have to punt.
Leroy Butler was up there. They played that third down hard. They weren't playing that. They were playing that for run all the way. That's going to go to the left side. It's going to come over here, and you're going to see Butler. He's coming in motion with the motion guy. Then he sees the run, and he fires up right there and gets in on the play. See, if I were going to play against Butler, I'd leave him over on the side. Why go in motion and bring him right to the hole you're running in? Because that brought him right into the hole to make the tackle. You motioned him.
Jet back to punt. Packers blocked his first one. This time they stay back. And he gets off a dandy. Antonio Freeman at the 13. Around one corner. Gets away from a couple and is down at the 20. Jim Schwantz, who has excelled on special teams, makes the stop. 48-yard punt, 7-yard return. It's 24-20. Dallas leading. Green Bay has the ball.
Well, Jerry, the Packers still down by 4, but they must take heart from stopping Emmitt Smith there after they'd let the Cowboys drive 99 yards at the end of the first half.
It doesn't feel like they've got the momentum, but they are chipping away, and they got 3 points on them. Now they can go down and get 3 more, and it seems like nobody's really got the rhythm right now.
And yeah, as you say, they're chipping away. Favre took them down there but couldn't get them into the end zone, like in the first quarter.
But he was, I guess, 5 out of 6 thrown in that driver series, so he does have some rhythm there. They're just not able to get anything big right now. In the first half, as you saw, 2 passes, 2 touchdowns, and I don't think the Cowboys are going to let that happen anymore.
All right, the Packers have the only points of the half so far, a field goal. They've got the ball back. Let's go back to the action.
Watch Billy Davis here. He's the guy that can go when the ball snaps. Now he gets knocked out of bounds. Now you can't hit him when he's out of bounds. So the Packers wait until he comes back in bounds, and then they both drill him again. Billy Davis just keeps going, and after all that stuff, he's going to end up down there in the play. That's something. Inbounds, knocked out of bounds, get hit when you come back inbounds, and then end up getting in on the tackle.
Brett Favre retreats on first down and throws it outside. The first 11. Pass complete at about the 23.
Dion, he's out there laughing, and this is young Dion. This is his son doesn't care. I mean, if you're gonna wear jewelry, you got to get started at a young age. I mean, like father, like son.
Is that a requirement? You have to start at a young age?
Yeah. If you're going to wear it, know how to wear it. It's like Dion Jr. But here's a championship game. His dad's in the championship game, and he's sleeping. He doesn't care.
4 wide receivers. The pass is complete to Antonio Freeman, and that'll be enough for a Green Bay first down, stopped by Larry Brown. That's a good throw by Favre.
And that's one thing about the Packers in this game. They know they can move the ball. I mean, they know they can get first down. Mike Holmgren has confidence. Brett Favre has confidence. But the problem they're having is consistently doing it. You know, I mean, just getting enough of them where they can get touchdowns instead of having one not work and then have to settle for a field goal or punt.
Dallas is keeping their defense on the field. They haven't had much chance to operate. 8 minutes left in the third quarter. Favre gets to Edgar Bennett. He is smothered in the backfield. Favre, Tolbert, but Leon Lett, I think, was there first.
And Favre better watch out. You know, he's a guy, like I said, he's like a nose tackle playing quarterback, but he better get the heck out of the way when something like this happens. Watch Leon Lett here. He's a guy that can take and just push things into the backfield. He collapses Timmerman. He collapses Edgar Bennett.
Everybody.
And then Favre gets in there and tries to block for him and ends up at the bottom of the pile.
That is a key match, and so far, although Timmerman's done a good job, Lett's won it. Favre back to throw it. Brooks, the intended receiver. There's a flag on the play. And Brooks thinks it's against Dallas. It is against Dallas. That'll be a first down, Green Bay. 7:20 left in the third quarter. A long first half. Ed Hockley.
Illegal contact by the defense, number 28. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Called against Darren Woodson.
And illegal contact is different from pass interference. You see the illegal contact there. Darren Woodson gets his hand in there and grabs him after he gets 5 yards, but before the ball's in the air. If the ball were in the air, then it would be pass interference.
Mike Holmgren scripts the first 15 plays, and it took him almost the whole first half to get through that 15-play script.
And now he's working off that chart, and he's always thinking ahead. He knows what he called this play. Now he's thinking what he's going to call next play.
Here's Favre. Sidearm to Jackson. Knocked out of bounds by Dixon Edwards. Flag on the play again.
They're trying to make this field about 60 yards wide, and they better watch it.
Keith Jackson, who didn't sign until about halfway through with the Packers. This one's against Dallas.
Brett Favre has found a new target, though, in Keith Jackson.
Late hit by the defense, number 58. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Dixon Edwards knocked him out of bounds.
So you see that underhand throw. Now watch. Keith Jackson is right there by the sideline. Here comes Dixon Edwards. Keith Jackson is out of bounds now. He has about a step or two out of bounds when Dixon Edwards hit him. But that's awfully close. I mean, he's right there, and you got to go to hit him. But he was about 2 yards out of bounds. But it's a tough thing for Dixon Edwards, too.
He'd run a long way chasing Keith Jackson. On first down, flag on the play again. Another penalty marker down.
Yeah, we talk about this second half now, that this is it. I mean, one of these teams is going to go to the Super Bowl, and the other one, their season is over. And you can just feel that intensity.
By the offense, number 89, prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty, it remains first down.
Against Mark Shimura. 24-20. Dorsey Levens comes out. Packers have made minimal use of their running backs. Edgar Bennett has not had a busy day.
And here's this formation where they got the 2 tight ends on this side and the 2 wide receivers up above.
Jackson.
Play.
Jackson. Keith Jackson out of bounds at about the 1, maybe the 2. Brock Marion finally chased him down.
And that was the same formation. The Packers know that they can get that. That's been giving the Cowboys trouble all day. You see, here's Keith Jackson right here. Shimura's right here with him. Both wide receivers on the other side. The safety favors the other side. Jackson knows once he gets by that defender that the safety, Brock Marion, can't get over, and it's just a race to the goal line.
54-yard gain on this completion from Favre to Jackson.
You see, right when he gets past the linebacker, he knows that he has the safety beat.
Robert Jones chasing, but he's not going to catch him. Brock Marion finally did first and goal at the 2.
And Brock Marion was over on the side of the 2 wide receivers.
Favre looks to his right, fires out of the end zone, incomplete. In the direction of Jeff Thomason.
And that's what you have to do, and that's where Brett Favre has really matured, that you don't force it anywhere, but this is that when you get down here, you never force the thing. And this is where Green Bay is hurt, too, by not having a running game.
Not having a running game, indeed.
You know, when you get down there and you're on the 2-yard line and you have to go a bootleg pass, I think the Cowboys were probably playing pass on first down.
Levens and Henderson are the 2 backs. Favre to Levens, who's at about the 1. That first down pass that Favre had to throw away is looming larger.
Yeah, and, you know, Henderson is a rookie, and he's a good blocker, William Henderson, but he was late to the hole. If you're going to be a good blocker, you have to get to the hole to make the block. He got there. He got there too late for Dorsey Levens.
3rd and goal at the 1. Brooks comes in.
I think they have to pass. I think if you were the Cowboys, this is an Emmitt Smith running down. If you're the Packers, this is a passing down.
Brooks is in the backfield, and now he's in motion. And Favre to Brooks, touchdown. I don't know how he found him, but he did. That's his 3rd of the day. Favre's 3rd touchdown pass of the day.
And he's found him the way he's found him all year. Yep. I think he's looking for him. I think any time that he gets in trouble, anytime he needs a big play, he looks for him. He started in motion. You see him going there to the right, then he's going to stop, then he's going to start underneath, then he's just going to come under control, and Brett Favre just fires him the ball. That was an interesting play, though, starting in the backfield, going in motion, starting out, coming back in, and stopping.
Jackie for the extra point is good. And the Packers take the lead 27-24. Favre was 5 out of 6 on that drive, and the touchdown pass from Favre to Brooks.
This is the most wonderful Monday morning ever, and it was enjoyed by E. Nelson on the way to his first day back in work. Last year, this booklet also helped over 400,000 other people back to work. Call 0800 250 200 for your copy.
For the natural health of hair and scalp, even sensitive, Laboratoire Garnier have created Garnier Neutralia Derma Protection Shampoo. No harsh additives, hypoallergenic for even sensitive scalps. Just pure ingredients to gently care for your hair. leaving it soft, shiny, and radiant with health. Garnier Neutralia Derma Protection Shampoo from Laboratoire Garnier, Paris. Pure ingredients for naturally healthy hair and scalp.
Hello, guys. Hello, birds. Hello, sheep. Isn't it a beautiful day? Hello, Mr. Frog. I said that if I were to give you a kiss, you'd turn into a handsome sheep shearer.
Oh, yeah.
Castlemaine is made with golden plus dogs.
You haven't got a sister, have you?
The experienced hoppers wouldn't give a Castlemaine 4X for any other lager.
That's Brett Favre here. He's looking for Robert Brooks as he rolls here. Brooks started in motion, went to the outside, and then once he got by Robert Jones, he just came under control. Now here's the thing about Brett Favre. When you have an arm that is that strong, your feet don't always have to be in the proper position, and you can throw off balance for touchdown.
Hendricks kickoff is handled at the 7 by Kevin Williams. Flag on the play as Williams breaks it out to almost the 40, but the penalty marker's down inside the 20.
And it's down inside the 20 in the area where it's going to be an illegal block by the Cowboys.
You're exactly right.
And that one's going to come back.
Green Bay 27, Dallas 24. The special teams coach of the Cowboys, Joe Avizano.
And he knows that he was looking for a big play again to change the momentum. He got it, and
illegal
then
block in the back by the receiving team, number 86, during the return. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Eric Bjornsson, the backup tight end, called for that violation. Third quarter, 5:08 left, 27-24 for Green Bay.
So Green Bay take the lead, and Jerry, you've coached 2 great games here. You were talking about the 2 tight end lineup, and they used it again to great effect with that completion to Keith Jackson.
Well, what they missed doing the play-by-play, the Cowboys were in an all-out blitz, and the linebacker is alone on the tight end. It was an all-out blitz, which they beat, and that formation is really hurting Dallas. And you got to say Favre's in the zone. Favre is feeling smooth. 5 out of 6 on that last series, and he's comfortable, and he's the difference.
And the 5th completion, rolling one way, throwing back across his body to Robert Brooks.
And you putting Brooks in the backfield, they didn't match up, so by matching up, they didn't have a DB on him. They had a linebacker on him. That's why he just gets away from, works back inside, because now they have a wideout going against number 55, a big old linebacker.
And you were saying earlier on that no one had really established any rhythm yet in the second half. The Packers certainly seem to have established it now.
They chipped away, and now they got the quarterback really feeling good, and everything's comfortable, and right now they got control.
All right, 10 points for the Packers so far this half, none for the Cowboys. Let's see what they can do on their next possession.
Here's Emmitt Smith. He gets 1 yard, maybe 2, outside the 10.
That's the thing that you could feel Green Bay, even when they only had 7 minutes of possession in the first half, that if they could just get the ball, they could do things passing against this Cowboy defense.
Here's Aikman back to throw. Chase, rid of it, has Kevin Williams open, who ducks under one, gets the Dallas first down outside the 25. About the 28, George Kuntz made the stop.
You talk about Brett Favre having an arm and drilling one. I'll tell you, Troy Aikman drilled this thing, too. Watch this pass rush. Here's Eric Williams again going to the face of Reggie White, doing that the whole game. Reggie getting very close to Troy Aikman, which made him step up. And then watch him when he steps up. Does he zip this thing out here?
That's the thing that Reggie can't do, is cut with that injured leg like that.
I'll tell you, this is a heck of a performance by Reggie White with a torn hamstring now.
Aikman fakes to Smith, looks back to the other side. Incomplete. Sean Jones almost came up with an interception. Right now, Green Bay leads Dallas 27-24, 2nd and 10. Sanders at wide receiver, split wide right. Aikman gives to Emmitt Smith, and Emmitt cuts Takes it outside the 30, picked up about 6. Doug Evans made the stop.
See, that's the thing that Deion Sanders does for this offense. He comes in, they play 3 wide receivers, and that makes the Packer defense go to nickel. Now, that means that they're playing more defensive backs, less linebackers, and they're easier to run against.
3rd down and about 3. Dallas goes with their 2 tight end package. And Green Bay comes in with their goal line package.
Yeah, they almost got caught with their nickel defense in there.
Darrell Johnston, the man in motion. Aikman back to throw. Fires to Novacek, and Novacek lunges up close to the 40, and that'll be a Cowboy first down. He's stopped by George Kuntz.
We've been watching Jay Novacek do this for 11 years.
Yep.
You get close to the goal line, you get that 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4. This is the guy they're going to go to. This is a guy, Troy Aikman probably has as much confidence in Jay Novacek as he does anyone. And Jay Novacek knows exactly where to go, exactly where the first down mark is, and when he catches it, it's going to be a first down.
1st and 10. 2:20 left to play in the 3rd quarter. Green Bay up by 3. Aikman to throw. Steps up into the pocket. By Novacek again.
He knows how to do that. That's the same thing that Keith Jackson did earlier, is just run that in to find that soft spot behind the linebackers in front of the secondary.
17-yard gain, excuse me, John.
No, you see good pass protection. Aikman is able to step up. Novacek just comes across. He's behind the linebackers and right there in front.
Hard to believe that 2 weeks ago he had an operation on his knee.
Just watch him here. See how he gets behind the linebackers and then just comes under control right there in the middle.
Green Bay shuffling around, not quite ready on defense. And Aikman fakes, sets up the screen pass to Emmitt Smith. Emmett is hit head-on and hit hard by Strickland and Kuntz.
Yeah, they've been setting that stuff up with Deion Sanders. They have a lot of that with him. We've seen him where they handed the ball on the reverse, then they fake the ball to him on the reverse and throw a screen pass to Emmitt Smith. I think they also have a play where he's going to get the reverse and then go back the way he started.
And he is left-handed. He can also throw it.
I don't think he'll do that. He said that maybe next year he'll do that. In fact, he's contemplating whether he's going to play baseball next year or not.
He really didn't sound like he had made up his mind. 2nd down and about 9.5. Maybe, but they say he was down. Darrell Johnston hit the ground. The ball came loose. George Teague picked it up.
Yeah, the funny thing about that is he pointed to the ground, but he didn't blow his whistle until after Teague had the ball. Watch Darrell Johnston here. He's playing like a tight end. He gets the ball and it goes down, and it looked like when he hit the ground with the ball that it went out of his hands, and that can't cause a fumble. The official is right there saying the ball is down. See right there, the fumble wasn't caused. The fumble was caused by the ground, not the defender.
3rd and short. Dallas at the Green Bay 34.
This is Emmitt Smith time.
And Emmitt Smith gets the carry, and he gets the first down with that second lunge.
And every time they needed a first down, when they got in that 3rd and short, they've run right in behind Larry Allen. Haven't run the short yardage plays to the left. It's been Emmitt Smith right in behind Larry Allen.
And that's the end of the 3rd quarter. With the score, Green Bay 27, Dallas 24.
America's #1 coolest movie is here. See it first and hear the #1 smash hit by Coolio at special advance previews tonight. Michelle Pfeiffer, Dangerous Minds.
Andrex Ultra challenges Europe in Italy. Quick Built to absorb, Andrex Ultra is better than conventional kitchen roll. It's strong, even when wet.
Such a big kid.
Nothing absorbs quicker and better than Andrex Ultra.
How's a dog supposed to get any kip round here?
New Andrex is even softer, so it's now squeezably soft.
Go on, go on. Yeah, got it. Peace at last.
New Andrex, so soft it's squeezably soft.
To introduce Walker's new, tastier salt and vinegar flavour, they're calling them Salt and Vinegar.
Four times the lead has changed hands today. Right now, Green Bay has it 27-24, but the Cowboys are driving. First down at the Green Bay 32. Aikman to Emmitt Smith. Enough for a first down near the Green Bay 20. Leroy Butler made the stop.
Up again, they're pounding on that right side now, pounding that inside. We're talking about in. Larry Allen got that last one. Eric Williams, see, here's where they're going to run. Here's Larry Allen, here's Eric Williams, here's Big Kennard. He gets a block. You get right in behind that stuff, you see? Drive, 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 get that thing going backwards, and that creates some pretty big gaps.
First and 10 at the Green Bay 22. Johnston, and the Moose gets inside the 20 to about the 19 maybe.
And again, even when they give it to the Moose, they're still going to run it in here behind Larry Allen. Just watch the power that this guy has. I mean, he fires off, he gets Strickland there, and that's the end of it. I mean, you're going to get 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 yards anytime you can just get in behind him.
Second and 8. They are missing Yurkovich in the middle of that Packer defense.
Well, at least they're missing a rotation of Yurkovich.
Yep. Aikman has to take a timeout. They couldn't get their offensive setup to their liking, and so they have 2 left after this. Green Bay by 3.
Every year, the hopes, dreams and ambitions of 30 million people fly with British Airways. No one knows the business mind better.
This is the most wonderful Monday morning ever, and it was enjoyed by E. Nelson on the way to his first day back in work. Last year, this booklet also helped over 400,000 other people back to work. Call 0800 250 200 for your copy.
You can't always give in to cold and flu. So to relieve all your cold and flu symptoms, Nurofen introduced Nurofen Cold and Flu.
The NFC Championship game. We're in the fourth quarter. And those are the guys that Emmitt Smith is maneuvering behind. And they're starting to wear down the Packer defense a little bit. The Packers, however, still lead 27-24.
And this is the thing that the Cowboys could do. This is the 12th play of the drive, and they've had about 4 of those kinds of drives.
Michael Irvin on the move. Deion Sanders in the setup. They throw a slant to Kevin Williams, who makes the catch and gets near the 10. Just outside about the 10.5, maybe 11.
And Kevin Williams better get down because Wayne Simmons is coming flying. Watch as Kevin Williams catches this. Watch Wayne Simmons right there. If he doesn't get down underneath that, he's going to get clocked there.
That's one time. It's a blessing to be rather short.
And aware. Because I think that Simmons was going a spot where he would still hit the top of short, but he missed it where.
First down, Cowboys at the 11.
Yeah, you look at the first game today, Indianapolis and Pittsburgh, and that was a great game.
Yep.
And then this game is a great competitive game, and I know everyone's saying, why can't the Super Bowl be like one of these games? I'm thinking the same thing.
Because these two have been such great games, they don't have that much left, maybe. First and 10 outside the 10, about the 11. Emmitt Smith is deep. Handoff to Moose Johnston. Darrell Johnston gets down to about the 5.5-yard line.
There's a guy who is starting to be appreciated now.
Yeah.
I mean, he does all the tough work, and Troy Aikman was talking about that the other day. You know, that all the tough work that has to be done, all the blocking and the, you know, when you need a pass or something, you know, it's always Moose Johnston. But when you mention all the guys that help you win, you'd have to go through about 10 guys before you ever get to Moose Johnston.
2nd and 5. That is his longest gain of the day, that 5-yard pickup. Emmitt Smith is deep. Aikman to Emmitt. Smith touchdown. 5 yards. Emmitt Smith's 2nd of the day. Another of those time-consuming drives, and Dallas has the lead again. 5th time the lead has changed hands.
Couple of big passes to Jay Novacek, and a good block down there in the goal line by Moose Johnston.
Bonio for the extra point. Novacek holds. This one's important. And the extra point is good. The Cowboys 31. The Packers 27.
Spots? Round here.
On my forehead, my nose.
Don't worry about it. Just oxycute them.
Oxy-10. Spots, oxycute them with Oxy-10.
I just use Oxy-10.
All right.
Employment law. Oh, what a night. Good morning. Is it raining?
That's right, no charge. No, I assure you I am a qualified solicitor, Mr. Gould.
Yes,
Thank you. So, what's the problem with your notice?
Yeah, we're fully confident we should get something for your money. Could I just... I understand the kids have got to get to school. Mr. Nogan, you do realise that you're entitled to a courtesy car while you're at the
Spoken to the doctor, but they don't know.
Don't touch the light switch, Mr. Sugarman. Just sit tight and we'll get an emergency plumber round. Yes, it's the proper train. No, you can't be too careful.
Good morning, Sunlands Connections. How can I help you?
Whatever your insurance, savings and investment needs, give us the hassle.
This is the best night out ever. And it was grooved away by C. Andrews after receiving his first pay packet. Last year, this booklet also helped over 400,000 other people back to work. Call 0800 250 200 for your copy.
Chris Bonio set to kick off to Travis Jervey and Antonio Freeman. Now this is going to be Freeman at the 5, maybe the 4. Antonio Freeman pops it out to about the 21, where he's taken down there by Jim Swans.
Where did Swans handle it? Did he end up that thing? Woo! Let's watch the touchdown again. You're going to see Nate Newton. He starts on a double, then comes off right here and seals this. Moose Johnston gets a lead block here, and Emmitt Smith just comes right in that crack there. So watch Nate Newton first. Boom, he gets that. Moose Johnston gets that. Nate gets that, and that's the lane for Emmitt Smith.
Keith Jackson is lined up to the right. Shimura backs off on the other side, and now he comes in motion. And Favre is back to throw it, going deep. And
Anthony Morgan
pulled a hamstring.
Yeah, he was trying to throw it up. They were trying to get that speed out there, and right in the middle of his pattern, watch Anthony Morgan here. He's going to pull a hamstring. They're trying to get deep on Larry Brown again, right there he pulled the right hamstring. And again, I think that, you know, we talked about that in the first half. I think that's dehydration. I think it's warm out here, and the guys have lost fluids, and you kind of expected, not that it was going to happen to Anthony Morgan, but that was going to bother the Packers in the second half.
And that is painful. To tear a hamstring like that, or pull it. I don't know that he tore it.
Or even on something like this, when you get in this kind of weather, when you come from Green Bay, it could even be a cramp.
Could be.
You know, that's the first thing. The first thing you always hope that it's a cramp. See Mark Ingram going in there for him. Anthony Morgan and Mark Ingram play the other side away from Robert Brooks, and they alternate starts every other week, and then they also alternate in the game. But they were trying to get deep on Larry Brown again. That was one of the things they've had going all day. And the other thing is that formation, 2 tight ends on one side, 2 wide receivers on the other side.
So Anthony Morgan limped off to the Packer bench. Ingram has taken his place. 2nd and 10. Favre back to throw it. Gets it underneath. This is Dorsey Levin. Levin's stopped short of a first down. Dixon Edwards made the stop.
You know, let's watch Adam Timmerman here. He has a, you know, he's a rookie, 7th round draft choice, South Dakota State. This is a big job he has today, is blocking Leon Lett. And I'll say one thing about it, he's a scrapper.
Yeah.
I mean, all you do in pass protection is get your body between the defensive guy and the quarterback.
3rd and short. Favre's going to throw it on 3rd and short. Gets it to Brooks and gets the first down. Robert Jones wrapped him up. Packers move the sticks.
I think that's why Brett Favre was the MVP in the National Football League, because it all does go on his shoulders. And when you get like 3rd and a half a yard and you're in a championship game and that's a passing down, it is all on your shoulders. And the Packers go as Brett Favre goes. That's true.
And they know it. 1st and 10. 4 wide receivers this time. The draw play to Edgar Bennett. Bennett's got some room. Bennett rambles into Dallas territory to about their 45. The draw play work.
That's a heck of a call by Mike Holmgren. You do just have, you get in short yardage, you pass. Then you spread them out. You see, here they have 4 wide receivers in there. They have them spread out. Everyone is rushing the passer. Godfrey Miles is in the middle linebacker against the pass. And boom, they hit that draw up there. See what happens? These 2 tackles get out of their lanes. Both Russell Maryland and Leon Lett both take an outside move. And you can't do that. Both tackles can't take an outside move at the same time.
First down, Green Bay at the Dallas 46. Favre rolls right. Picked off. Intercepted. That's Larry Brown. They went to the well once too often. Favre made the late delivery. Second interception of the day for Brett Favre.
He couldn't throw it when he wanted to, so when he did want to, he had to force it. Whether he's going to be going out, see, it's a bootleg, he's going to be going out to the right. He wants to throw it right there. Now, had he been able to throw it the first time, he wouldn't have had to force it out here to Ingram. He had to force it. There was nothing there, and he threw it right to Larry Brown. Had he thrown it the first time, or had that guy been open, he would have been okay. The second one is what got him in trouble.
1st and 10, Dallas at their own 47. Novacek in motion. 10 minutes left to play. Aikman goes deep. Caught on the bounce by Michael Irvin. Flag on the play. Or was it a hat that was thrown down?
That was that stop fade where you're going on the up and you just throw it short. That's where Michael Irvin is so strong that, you know, when the ball's in the air, I mean, he can push, get his hands up there, catch, he can do everything. I mean, I don't know that some of those things are legal, but he can do it.
Interference by the defense, number 33.
The flag was thrown
The play results
against Doug Evans.
Poor old Doug Evans, he's just fighting for his life. He's trying anything. He's trying his hands, his helmet. He doesn't know where the ball is. He's out of bounds. But Michael Irvin is so strong and so physical and has such great concentration that if he's one-on-one and the ball is going to him, he is usually going to end up with it.
He made a catch on Thanksgiving Day against Kansas City, similar to that, when the ball was bouncing around, just like that.
Well, you know, his nickname is Playmaker, and like I said before, playmakers make big plays in championship games.
Watkins was the man in motion. This is Emmitt Smith, and Emmitt headed for the end zone. Touchdown. 16-yard touchdown run by Emmitt Smith. Smith has 30 carries, 132 yards, 3 touchdowns. Bonio for the extra point. Cowboys up by 11, 38-27. But still, 9.5 minutes left to play. A lot of time for Brett Favre.
Sometimes things can weigh on your mind. That's when, from time to time, some of us just can't sleep. But don't worry. Nitol can gently help you fall fast asleep. And when the morning comes, you'll have an appetite for the day ahead. Good mornings follow a good Nitol.
This is the finest Indian meal ever served. And it was eaten by Jay Ludden on the evening of her first day back in work. Last year, this booklet also helped over 400,000 other people back to work. Call 0800 250 200 for your copy.
You can do this again, Mum.
makes a touchdown. When Nate Newton, Mark Tuanay, Derek Kennard start going this way, that's about 1,000-pound a guy going that way. And look at the creases that creates. Woo! Boy, Nate just took his guy and just boom, just put him right on the ground about 5 yards sideways.
Just buried him. Bonio's kickoff is again going to be handled by Freeman. At about the 8, Antonio Freeman. Flag on the play. Freeman still going. Freeman out of bounds at midfield, but there's a flag on the play way back at the 20.
And that's usually back in the area where it's going to be against the return team. Now, one of the big difference, or the difference in this game is penalties have been part, but 14 points off turnovers for the Cowboys.
By the receiving team, number 71, during the return. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Gary Brown guilty of the holding.
Remember how that drive started that Emmitt Smith just finished there with a touchdown. It started with, Brett Favre, I think, forcing the ball on that bootleg. Larry Brown getting the interception. And then the Cowboys driving. There's Brown right here, and you'll see what they call him on. He's in the wedge. He's the outside guy of the wedge. He goes to block his guy and just grabs him around the neck.
A takedown.
That's what happens when your feet don't go where they're supposed to go and your hands go where they're not supposed to go. You end up holding.
That always gets you in a lot of trouble.
Yep, and it starts with your feet. If your feet go where they're supposed to go, you're not going to be holding.
Doesn't have to be just in football either.
Emmitt Smith wants this crowd to get in this thing.
Pass is complete. That's Antonio Freeman, I believe.
Better stop.
Terry Mickens, I'm sorry, it was not Freeman. Mickens.
They better not do this. Scott Case knows better than that.
Yep.
I mean, Scott Case is a 12-year veteran, and you don't want that penalty. You don't want that stupid thing. You don't want something after the play. Play the play, and then when the whistle blows, you have to stop. I don't care how intense you are. When that whistle blows, you have to stop. You can't be grabbing and punching and doing things like that.
Bulldogging, whatever it is. First down, Packers at their own 40. Favre to throw it. Rush by Lett. Throws it up. Just got it to the sideline. It's a catch.
How in the heck did Favre get rid of that ball? Leon Lett was right there. And watch him throw this. Here's Leon Lett. He's going to beat Timmerman and Winters. And watch, Favre is there. And just as he throws the ball, he gets hit by Chad Hennings. And how he got that much on the ball to get it all the way to the sidelines.
To Ingram, who's out of bounds, stops the clock with 8:23 left. He did get both feet down. He had both feet down.
Yeah, the officials were getting a lot of help on that Cowboy sideline, though, weren't they? They were telling him he didn't have both feet.
Brett Favre, 2nd and 2. Edgar Bennett is behind Favre, and Bennett gets the carry, and Edgar Bennett will have the Packer first down at about their Cowboy 42. 7.5 minutes left to play. The Cowboys 38, the Packers 27. Favre drops to throw it. Incomplete, intended for Bennett. Miles right with him. Leon Lett limped off the previous play, and he's down.
I think that could be cramps too, because these guys have really been going today. When you have a team passing as much as the Packers do, that means that your defensive line is rushing the passer as much as he's passing.
And that's one of the most tiring things you can do.
And I think what they're trying to do is get some kind of cramp out of Leon Lett.
2 tight ends. Kimura was the man in motion. Favre hit down behind the line of scrimmage. The rush by Tolbert.
And that was the formation that they had success with before, and that time they got Godfrey Miles back there. Watch, you see, he was trying to go to Keith Jackson again. Tony Tolbert just goes right around Earl Dobson. But Godfrey Miles got back there with Keith Jackson, and they have him double teamed. You'll see down here that Keith Jackson is going to be right here. See Godfrey Miles come over here. They ended up double teaming Keith Jackson, not letting him run free in the middle that time.
3rd and 14. Favre to throw it. Protection's good. Favre throws low. Slipped out of his hand. Robert Brooks, the intended receiver. Brett Favre says, I want to go for it.
He wants to go for it because they need 2 scores, and I think in this situation they have to go for it. But this Cowboy pass defense has really stepped up now.
And they have a lot of yards to go. It'll be 4th and 14.
Right, and Brett Favre tried to go to 2 receivers before he finally threw that ball to the right, and that was good pass defense by the Cowboys.
At the end of this game, John and I will select the Miller Lite player of the game, and we're going to have a lot of choices. It's going to be tough to come up with one. Here's Favre on 4th down, and here's Rush, gets away from the run. Favre fires down for Brooks, incomplete. The Cowboys take over. An exhausted Brett Favre. And a disgusted Mike Holmgren. And a very happy Barry Switzer.
Well, a crucial 4th down, and the Packers failed on it there, Jerry. But the plays that really put them in those positions were on their previous drive. Brett Favre turning the ball over for the 2nd time in the game, and for the 2nd time in the game, it proved costly.
They got 14 points off the turnovers, and you're